Happy St. Patty's Day. I'm CBS 8 meteorologist Vanessa Paz. Well, just as we say adios to winter and hello to spring, we are going to continue with this heat wave with temperatures easily breaking records. So yesterday we easily beat records for spots like Ramona, Alpine, El Cajon, mainly for the inland valleys, reaching highs of low 90s and high 80s, beating out old records that were set back in 2014. It's going to be another hot day, so make sure that you're finding adequate ways to stay cool. If you used the AC yesterday, you will likely need to crank it up again today and even for the remainder of the week, because this heat is not going anywhere anytime soon. On average, for example, we should typically be in the upper 60s for spots like downtown Chula Vista, as well as Vista Escondido. Should typically see low 70s for this time of year, but we will be far from that. In fact, here's what I'm forecasting for today. We'll be topping out in the mid 80s for spots like downtown and Chula Vista. That's nearly 20 degrees warmer than normal. Neighborhoods like Vista will be hovering anywhere between 25 degrees warmer than our 30-year normal, with a high of 91 this afternoon, and we'll be hitting highs in the mid 90s for Escondido. I have that asterisk next to the neighborhoods that include Escondido, Ramona, as well as Palomar Mountain, because that's where we could break daily max records for another straight day. All right, it is St. Patty's Day. This is the coastal forecast. We'll be in the mid 80s in downtown San Diego. Overall, it's going to be sunny, very toasty. Make sure that you're staying hydrated and lathering up that sunscreen, especially if you go out and celebrate. Hopefully you're doing it in a safe manner and using a ride share if you are drinking. Winds are going to be fairly light out of the northwest at about 5 to 10 miles per hour or so in Sunset, in case you're wondering when it will get dark around the 7 o'clock hour. All right, let's go ahead and pull up that surf forecast, because I know a lot of people are likely heading west towards the beaches to beat the heat. Just to make sure that if you're inexperienced, you're swimming with someone or near a lifeguard, because the rip current's risk is going to be at a moderate level. A low tide will be aimed around 4:20 or so later on tonight, and then high tide at about 5.5 feet tomorrow morning just before 10 a.m. We're looking at pretty nice sets, anywhere between 2 to 4 or so. Isolated sets could get up to 6 feet, so if you're inexperienced, maybe you stay out of the water today. Big picture, we have this ridge of high pressure not going anywhere anytime soon. In fact, it will be stalled over the southwest, and that's the reason why we're looking at such a prolonged heat wave all the way through the end of the week, with some relief this weekend. But even by this weekend, when we see temperatures slide back a little bit, we will still be a lot warmer than where we should be for this time of year. All right, this excessive heat has triggered several heat advisories, including extreme heat warnings and heat advisories for much of Southern California. In fact, for us here in San Diego, that heat advisory went into effect yesterday from the coast all the way towards the valleys, with highs along our beaches in the 80s. Today's going to be hotter than yesterday. I'm forecasting some low 90s out there for our warmer neighborhoods, including Oceanside as well as Carlsbad. For the valleys, we are still going to be hot with lots of 90s to go around, even some low hundreds for those hotter neighborhoods, including Santee, El Cajon, as well as Valley Center. And the mountains are also going to get a taste of this heat, topping out in the mid 80s and high 90s. All right, we cannot emphasize this enough. I know we might sound like a broken record, but unfortunately we do see cases where people suffer heat stroke from time outside without staying hydrated and without taking breaks in the shade. So just make sure that you're doing that if you are spending time outdoors today, especially for those areas away from the coast. Make sure that you're also checking on those who are susceptible to heat-related illnesses, especially those elderly, and ensuring that they're finding adequate ways to stay cool. So we have a heat advisory colored in the coral color from the coast all the way towards the mountain areas up until Friday night. And then we have this magenta color, which is where I'm tracking an extreme heat warning. You can see it takes effect from the deserts all the way into Imperial County. This is through 9 o'clock on Saturday. Both of those could get extended depending on how long the heat lingers. So we'll continue to keep you updated if there are any changes. All right, here's what's on tap for the coast and inland valleys. We are under those weather impact alert days all the way through about Friday and into Saturday. Remember, spring equinox starts in just a couple of days. But yeah, we have certainly already been feeling like spring, even summer. So it really doesn't matter that we're changing seasons here. The mountains and desert areas look like this over the next 7 days. There will be under a little bit of a lag when it comes to the warm up. The hottest days will be tomorrow for the mountain areas. all the way through about Saturday. And then the hottest days for the deserts will be into the weekend when we top out close to 110 on Saturday for spots like Borrego Springs and Ocotillo Wells.